It's YouTube, baby, or as we like to call it, basketball time.
This is a
Okay.
sad one for me.
Yeah, so we'll get to your sad news for like after, but I have a question for you, something I've been thinking about for a while. And I'll just reveal my answer. It's like after seeing the way the Suns have been doing things, who do you think is probably the worst ran NBA franchise currently?
I don't know. I mean, for the Suns to not make the playoffs is crazy.
Hmm.
Way too much talent to not make it.
Way too much talent and way too much fucking money. But it's like the ownership is just so dumb because it's like you have a team, you had a coach, you had a team and a coach. It's like, yeah, this is working out good. They got this shit going, and then it's like that coach kind of butted heads with DeAndre Ayton a little bit because he wasn't getting them good shots. And that was like one thing I guess that's like common with Big Ben. Like they always talked about it with Ben Wallace in the playoffs. Like he was not a good scorer. He is a good defender, but like he'd pout on defense if they didn't give him the ball early on, I guess. And so then like Chauncey Billups would just be like, no, I'm gonna run a play for him so that he does the shit he needs to do later on. And it's like that's what they needed to do with Aiden. Just like get that mindset going, let him do something. And but yeah, they go to the finals, get 6 games in the finals, and then they're like, let's destroy this team for Kevin Durant. It's like, I mean, it's like at the time I was like, oh, this might work out, but then like Kevin Durant just becomes like a locker coach poison, not so much the locker room, but it's like Monty Williams is gone, gets that the coach that used to be the Lakers and the I'm blank on his name, and then they fire him. They're like laughing about him, how bad he is as a coach, and they get Bud, and Bud's like, "Oh yeah, cool. We got Bradley Beal. Bradley, play defense like Drew Holiday," and then everyone got mad at him about it. Which the Bradley Beal trade, holy crap, the dumbest of dumb trades.
Worse than the Luka trade?
I mean, yeah, kinda, because it's like the Wizards had no leverage in that because Bradley Beal has a no trade clause. So, but they're like, yeah, we'll still give you some draft picks and some other stuff. They should have just been like, no, he's overpaid. He doesn't fit with what we need. This is
Hmm.
a terrible idea. It's like, we'll give you a Chris Paul and a second round draft pick. That's all you're getting. Which they shouldn't have got rid of Chris Paul either, if we're being honest. But
Yeah, I just don't like Chris Paul.
no, I get it. I mean, honestly, his brother is way better.
Who
Cliff
is?
Paul, the State Farm agent, dude, he saved me so much money.
Okay. I was like, boy, how did I not hear about his brother?
And there's one of those commercials that was pretty funny. It like, because I mean, you can tell it's like very much Chris Paul humor. Like I picture him being like, "This is so good," like this, but it's like no one else is laughing. But there was one where it was like all the other sisters. It was like Chris and Cliff, and then Stockton had his twin there, and then there's some other athletes, that had their twins, but Stockton was the boss twin. That it was like that's pretty funny.
Does he actually have a twin?
No, it's just the fake mustache. That's
Gotcha, gotcha.
it. And then, but yeah, like Wizards are another team where I'm like, they're just going to be bad forever. I really think that. Like, at least the Hornets, who got voted by other players as like the worst ranked team, it's like you can look at them and be like, there if they stay healthy, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. But it's like Wizards, I'm just like, no, it's gonna be a long while, poor Wizards fans.
Yeah, I still feel bad for Chris.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be on there long though.
Yeah. Um, what I was, what I think is crazy, somebody mentioned this on Twitter, and I was like, oh yeah, you're right. Whether you like him or not, Trey Young has gotten his team as far as they've been all these years with like nobody.
Yeah, I mean, it's like he had some like okay pieces, but not a proper number two. You know what I mean? Like he had some like
Yeah.
a
It's like,
good team.
what if he had one? You know?
Yeah, I think that might be part of the problem because they tried with DJ, but that was like, and I knew going in that was a terrible trade for them. They gave up so much draft capital and all that shit, and it's like for another guy to dominate the ball. It's like it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
But there's rumors they're gonna get rid of Trey too. So, ooh, this could lead into it. What do you think they need to do? The Bucks need to do.
Get rid of Doc Rivers.
I mean, very well could work, but then you'd have, just like the Suns, a fourth coach that's not working, getting paid a lot of money.
Yeah, but it's Doc Rivers.
Like, just to be, not that I like Doc Rivers, which I don't. I think it was a terrible call choosing him. He is a perfectly fine regular season coach. Y'all's team, respectfully, is not a well built team because they don't have money to build it, in my opinion. Like now they
Well,
got rid of Middleton, they have more flexibility, but still it's like when your third best guy is fucking Bobby Portis, that's not a good sign.
excuse me, Casey. It's now Kyle Kuzma.
Uh, like he had, I mean, like that's why the Pacers destroyed them in that first game because he was supposed to be the number two since Dame wasn't there and he had a big fucking Tony Snell game.
Yep. And
So,
also, I mean, I've been telling you for years I wish they'd get rid of Pat Connaughton.
mhm.
It's just like why are we keeping these mid players, you know?
I think part of it is just because it's like they've had them long enough. I think it's like cap space related is my guess. Like they've had them long enough that giving them new contracts and stuff doesn't affect the way of like getting new people. If that, you know what I mean? Like when you, because I really don't understand the way the new cap apron works, but it's basically like you can sign this person as like unrestricted or whatever, and it doesn't affect it as much as if they got, fucking Trey Young off out of free agency, it wouldn't affect it as
Yeah.
much as otherwise. But
Well, I don't, I mean, I don't know for sure, but it's like, I don't think they could afford Giannis, Dame, and Trey Young, probably.
no, so that's what I'm gonna say. I don't think you'll agree with it, but they need to blow it the fuck up, in my opinion. Like it sucked. Like if it would have been a lot better if Dame could have balled out in this series. Like I still think the Pacers would have won in five because it's like, yeah, Dame and Giannis at their best to get combined could give you like 70 points. But Dame's not stopping anybody. Giannis is trying his best, but he'll get tired. And you know what I mean? It's like, and then the rest of the team, it's like it's like I remember in middle school, Ben Sweeney got yelled at a lot by the basketball coach because he'd put his hands in his pockets. And that's basically the rest of the team playing defense.
Yeah.
So it's like they just need to blow it up. The only downside is like now they're going to get nothing for Dame. Like if he would have balled out, looked really good, they could have been like, yeah, we'll give you Dame, take some of your young athletic guys and some shooters, and go about it that way. But I think the bet person you might be able to trick, they in theory could trick the Lakers into giving up like Dalton Connect and like some other pieces for Brook Lopez. Because right now Brook Lopez is old and slow, and he's not going to be able to do much. But the Lakers really need a center.
Mhm. And Brooke can still give you a 35-point game like 5 times a year.
Yeah. And if you get like weirdly athletic guys and then like shooters around Giannis, one that's like exactly what he needs. And then two, Doc Rivers can work with that. Because it's like that year the Clippers just had like it was basically the island of misfit toys. Like it was like after they traded away Chris Paul, they got like Pat Bev, and they had that one dude that won Sixth Man of the Year too. Like they had Lou Will, and then Montrezl Harrell, and like all these guys that aren't really amounting to anything right now. And he's Jordan Clarkson, I think too. And it was just like Doc Rivers is like, yeah, I can wring out enough to get them into the playoffs. It's like he works well with that better than he does superstars, but for some reason he gets superstars all the damn time.
Yeah.
Because my God, that is a guy who should have like five titles to his name now. Because if I go like I'm gonna go through some of the players that he's had on his teams. So he had T-Mac, prime T-Mac, Grant Hill, Ray Allen, Rajon Rondo, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, then Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, fucking I mean DeAndre Jordan. He that DeAndre Jordan's one that he kind of wrung out, got the best out of. And then Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, and then he also broke Ben Simmons. Him and Joel Embiid did. Like, he's fucking shit. How
Yeah.
could he do that? Like, dude, you guys were still up by 11. What happened? It's like, well, he didn't get the block. This changed everything. And then James Harden, and now Giannis and Dame. One ring to his name after all of
Yep.
that talent.
I know. So let's pay him a lot of money to coach.
Yeah. He has more losses of 3-1 losses than he does rings.
Yeah. It's so bad. I just I wish that this series, the Bucks Pacers series, would have just been best team wins.
Yeah,
But
I
now
do
it's
too.
fucking it's Giannis versus the Pacers. And
Yep.
yeah, Dame came back for a game, but it was his first game post blood clot.
Yep. Yeah, because we were talking about it. I'm like, I knew for a fact with Dame being a shooter and it being a blood clot, I think in his arm,
His
right?
calf,
His
actually.
calf. Okay. But being like a blood clot, I'm like, dude's not gonna he's gonna take him 2 games to be, like even close to Dame time. And, like it sucks. But I was like, well, at least this is something he can be better next year than like this Achilles thing. It's like he'll be out till probably at least Christmas now.
Yeah,
So that really, really sucks.
yeah. It's a shame. I did see the Cavs were up 39 points at the half tonight.
I mean, surprising no one.
It's like I was talking to Christian and Alex earlier because they both like the NBA. And Alex is hoping for he is the biggest LeBron fan.
I
He
I
will
know I
defend LeBron to the end, but he knows that they're one game away from being out like the Bucks. So he was like, I wouldn't mind a Minnesota um, Cleveland final. And I was like, you know what? I don't think I'd mind that either. I think that'd be a
like
fun one.
it. You know who would really mind it though? The NBA, because those are some small ass markets.
But dude, it'd be good.
It would be, but I don't think the NBA would allow it. Because I remember one year the Spurs played the Pistons, and then the NBA was like, "Yeah, we're gonna rig this for a while because y'all were not pulling your weight as far as views." But I picture whenever you were talking to Alex, he did the LeBron like the earphones in and the glasses on, like when he did one that came back from the 3-1 lead.
Oh, I mean, he never really has anything like good to defend him with because there is nothing to. He just
Yeah,
does, you know. And it's
yeah.
like,
I
well,
mean,
whatever. He's loyal.
and and it's like, and honestly, if anyone in their right mind thought that they had a chance of winning the playoffs, and like maybe I could like you could have convinced me maybe they could have won this series, but they were going to get bounced in the second round because no center. That's a brand like it's basically a brand new team that happened close to the trade deadline. Like that's not how that shit works, It
Yeah,
never like so I mean it's just like yeah, this is good for this team. The only downside is LeBron's gonna be a year older next year.
right.
But Bronny James will too, so he's just gonna get better.
So real quick before we move on, did you see any of the drama with the NFL draft?
There's that one kid that wasn't getting drafted.
Yeah.
Is he good? Like, is it like a crazy thing or is it He's just kind of a prick and he's okay.
That one.
Okay.
Well, it's just like if you're the son of Deion Sanders, one of the greatest players of all time, it's just one of those things where it's like I don't really feel sorry for him, but at the same
Hmm.
time, did he ever stand a chance of not being this way?
Right.
He his jersey is getting retired at college. He didn't do anything there. They didn't
Yeah.
win a championship.
Lord.
So he's getting a jersey retirement, and then he went in like the fifth round
Yeah.
after building a room in a draft room in his house, a whole wall of each hat so that he could wear it when he got the phone call. Like, insufferable, dude.
Yeah. How did the Bears draft someone that you're like, oh, cool?
Uh, they got a couple offensive linemen. Um, but the thing is like they made so many good moves in the offseason that I was like, I
Yeah.
mean, whatever they get in the draft is whatever. Because
I
I feel like
gotcha.
we're already there, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But to have a couple of young, good offensive linemen that some of the veterans they got in the offseason can help,
Yeah.
I think is a good thing. So
So they like, do you think either of them are gonna replace Urlacher?
no,
Was Urlacher offensive or was he
he was a
defensive?
linebacker.
Okay. Is that offensive or
It's
defensive?
defense.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad.
On defense, they're the ones that stand behind the defensive line,
I
kind of that
gotcha.
midfield area.
Yeah. I used to always think it was Urlacher when people would be wearing jerseys.
Yeah, it is spelled that way for sure.
Okay, now here's a question. Since you're a Bears fan, I mean mine would probably look a lot different than yours because I just know the hits. But who would be on your four-man Mount Rushmore of the Bears?
Oh, number one's Walter Payton,
Hmm.
easy. Uh, but gotta go Urlacher.
So you got two of mine.
Devin Hester.
Hester the Molester. Hell yeah.
Uh, gosh, I don't know. It's like, do you go Ditka
Ditka
or
would be one of my choices. Because like I said, I just know the hits.
there was like Refrigerator Perry.
He was my
Uh,
last one.
there's Mike Singletary.
Never heard of him.
Um,
Jay Cutler, your favorite.
yeah, Jay Cutler. Uh, dude, Jay was good. He was just
Not a good
his
leader.
attitude sucked.
Yeah.
Ah, man. Yeah, I don't know. Probably those, but I mean, I could list like five other players that you've never heard of and
Yeah.
that didn't win a championship, but were still like really good and fun to watch, you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. For
those
me,
would be my four.
yeah. So I'd have Perry in like the Teddy Roosevelt spot where it's like he kind of deserves to be up there, but not really on the same level. And then Ditko would be in the Abraham Lincoln spot with uh
Yeah,
Urlacher as Thomas Jefferson and Peyton as George Washington, of course.
yeah, yeah. I mean, you have to give it to Walter Payton for sure.
And don't quote me on this, but I think he's related to Gary Payton. I think they're like cousins or some shit.
Let's find out.
I think I read it somewhere. I'm like, that's pretty neat.
Second cousins once removed.
Oh, nice. Did you know that T-Mac and O's and Vince Carter were related?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, they didn't know either until they randomly saw each other at a family reunion, I guess.
That's funny.
Don't know how far apart cousin-wise they are, but yeah, they're
Hey, gene pool pretty good over there,
100%.
huh? Oh, we need an opener.
Uh-oh.
I think it's your turn for an opener. Been the last couple.
Alrighty. Should be like the Walter Payton to Meyer lacquer.
That's fine. Then you can say we got to go be on the Mount Rushmore Bears players.
I mean, I'm trying to think of a good one. Hmm. I'm gonna go Luca to my LeBron.
Okay. Thanks for not making me LeBron. I appreciate that.
Well, I should since you are the older one here. All the way
True.
at 34 while I'm at this spry young 33.
Still in my prime, baby.
Still in my Scottie Pippen years. When this is just a funny thing and we can start after this, but whenever I was getting my tattoo after I turned 33, I told Bree, I'm like, yeah, what I'm gonna get, it's gonna be a picture of Larry Bird half face and Scottie Pippen's half face, and it's gonna say 33. She's like, no,
Thank
you're not. I'm like, yeah,
God
you're
you didn't
right.
do that.
It'd be great. It'd be the best tattoo ever.
All right.
All
Take it
right.
away, man.
What's up, everybody? It is Casey with Two Worlds Podcast, and with me, as always, it's the Wonder Boy, Luca, to my LeBron James. What's up, buddy?
Hey, man. How we doing?
Oh, pretty upset. We're down 3-1 because of you, the Wonder Boy you are.
Yep. 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 Yep.
I
It's
was
it's
really,
definitely not the fact that there's no center.
yeah. No, like, it's definitely not the fact that JJ Redick was like, let's just play our whole same unit the whole second half.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lord.
How do you think he's done his first year as a coach?
I think it's okay, but I don't know how much of it's his doing as a coach and it's actually LeBron coaching.
Yeah,
I think I don't have, I also just don't have much faith in JJ Redick as a coach or person. Like just hearing him talk about stuff, I'm like, yeah. Same thing with Steve Kerr. It's like, yeah, when you get away from the superstars, let's see how you do.
right.
So,
Fair enough.
what about you, man? Are you on the JJ Redick train?
I don't really have an opinion.
Yeah.
I don't follow the team, honestly.
Yeah.
So I couldn't LeBron, Luca, Bronny, Rui, is he still on
Yeah.
the team?
Rui Hachimura. Like I think,
And Austin Reeves?
yep.
I couldn't tell you any other players outside of those five.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you're making an NBA team, like 2K team, and like you're like you fill up your main cap space with like two guys, and you're like, well, time to go to free agency.
Yep. All right. Well, we do have. Oh, my cat just came barreling in with the spring.
Nice.
Um, we've got a YouTube comment.
Oh,
Ah, it's from Mr. Gerblaw, Nick. He says, first of all, thanks for not being dead, Casey.
I mean, I do what I can. But hey, the year's not over yet.
True. He says, now for costumes, I wanted to say that I like most all of them, where it's like a blank face with the hood, like Moon Knight and Spoiler. I'm right there with you. You just named two of my favorites.
Okay, let's just add in. What about a blank face with a hat? Maybe I'm just questioning a little too much.
Anyway, he says also most anything with too many pouches or one eye that glows. And I know I'm not alone in missing Red Robin. You already know.
Yum. And I'm just gonna say it's clear as day that me and him are brothers. It's like, oh yeah, pouches? Glowing eyes? Or just one glowing eye because they clearly lost it in the war.
Right,
It's like random knives? Yes.
of course. And he says for the Fantastic Four, the Superman Museum in Metropolis, Illinois. It's out of the way, but even a casual Superman fan will have a great time. I know I am one. You can buy kryptonite there. It's awesome. Yeah, I went once. It was pretty cool. They
I really want to go.
jam-packed that little museum full of
It looked
stuff.
like it. Now, did you know, this is just a little off subject thing. It was originally going to be this is, I think Mark Waid tweeted this like a long time ago. It was originally going to be a music park.
No,
And like
what's
Jack
that?
Kirby did the designs and stuff. The only thing that ended up getting made was the statue.
Oh, wow. Well, it's a pretty cool statue.
Yeah,
I mean they always have like
parade and stuff for Superman Day, right?
yeah. Well, I don't know if the con happens on Superman Day, but they usually try to get like actors and stuff there from the
Oh
various
yeah.
Superman
And
stuff.
and they used to always get what's his name? Like shit, I'm blanking on his name. Legendary comic, but he passed away recently. Did the New Teen Titans.
George Perez.
Yeah, they used to always get George Press.
Yeah. And like I know one year a bunch of people from the shop went because they had like Tom Welling and why can't I think of the guy that played Lex
Oh,
Rosenbaum?
yeah,
Um, and they've had like Dean Cain and a couple other people there. So
nice.
anyway, number two, the blue and white costume. I really like how angry it made all the fans at the time. That was very funny. Three, the Superman movie starring Nick Cage. I think it's a very good thing that that didn't happen, though, and I'm sure it would have been quite the sight. And four, the Return of Superman saga. I don't know how actually good it was, but I had the Bible thick collected version of this as a kid, and while it's not really that relevant now, and as 90s as Superman could get, it's forever tainted the way I look at the character for better or worse.
Yeah, that he's not wrong with it being as 90s as it could be. Like it's awesome. But yeah, it's like Superman when he comes back, he's in his black suit with the full mullet, just looking awesome. And then like it does like I will say it does a really good job of like introducing two new characters that you care about. Then it's also got Cyborg Superman Eradicator, like which Cyborg Superman's a great villain. I'm not dissing that, but you're also not rooting for him. But
Right.
Eradicator, like I think he looks cool, but there's not much going on there. But like Steel, I think that was like the first introduction of like the Steel character, not John Henry, but the when he was proper Steel, and it's great. Like you're like, oh yeah, no, this guy's awesome. And then Superboy too, where like this guy's kind of a boob, but then he becomes cool.
He looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, costume's great. I mean, but hell, you put a guy with a Superman suit on and a leather jacket, I'm going to automatically be like, yeah, this is cool. Leather jackets are cool.
They're I really like how the that like 6 issue series that we read with him kind of modernized that 90s look in like the best way. I thought that that was like a really good
Yeah.
design.
I'm still not sold personally on his new design's leather jacket. They're going way too punk with the spiky stuff, and it's like you can just have a leather jacket.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. Who are we to say?
Yeah, I still think it's weird that like in Young Justice and on, before New 52, when they changed everything, they're like, ah, he's just gonna wear a t-shirt now. And it's like, okay, whatever. He's grown past his angst stage, and then it like went on, and then like New 52 happened, and it was like completely different character. And then they got rid of that one, and then now they're like, ah, his leather jacket's back. He's what he was before he put the shirt on. And it's like, who's writing this? Bendis. Oh, okay.
There it is.
Yep. You just looked at pictures online, never read a comic, right? It's like, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Nick. Appreciate the comment as always.
But I will
And
disagree. Nicolas Cage movie. No, thank you.
yeah, same. All right, man. Well, on to the news. I've got one thing, and I think it's probably the biggest thing.
Yeah,
So,
so we'll talk about this. We got some new casting stuff for Lanterns, and one like rumor that wasn't actually a like it was like people were kind of grasping at straws over stuff, but basically I'm trying to pull it up now. So we got Garrett Dillahunt, who was in. Did you ever watch Raising Hope? It's by the guy who made My Name is
no,
Earl.
no.
Okay, well he played the dad in that show, and he was also in Justified. Those are the two th main things I know him from. But he's a good actor. He's gonna be playing. I don't remember the guy's name, but the rumor is he's gonna be playing Black Hand. But then there was also like he posted a picture from I guess a Halloween party where he was dressed as Green Arrow. It was like a throwback, and people were like, "Oh my God, he's gonna be Green Arrow!" And he then posted like someone asked James Gunn about it, and James Gunn's like, no, he's not gonna be Green Arrow. And then he was like, yeah, unless James Gunn wants like a 60-year-old Green Arrow that does a lot of conspiracy theories, yeah, it's probably not gonna happen. And he's like, but I'm a fan, so that's why I did it. But the big rumor is he's gonna be Black Hand, which could be cool.
Ooh, that
And
is cool.
then and then the other actor, who I don't, Paul Ben Victor. I don't really know him, but the rumor is he's going to be Atrocitus because he's going to play an alien. So we'll see how that
I
goes.
think that'll be good for just some straight up action scenes.
Yeah, and I mean, this is my problem with doing like older lanterns, like older Hal Jordan. It's like is because like Black Hand could have been cool if they're like introducing him and doing that type of stuff, but with him being like but like with an older Hal Jordan, it's like he should probably be established, like an established villain at this point. So like I don't know how that's gonna do.
Yeah.
And then we got the trailer for a new Ultraman show. It's called Ultraman Omega. It looks fun. You can watch it on YouTube in July 5th, 2025. I'll probably check it out. The last time I watched one of the new Ultramans as they was coming out, it was Ultraman Trigger. I enjoyed it, but it's also like watching a weekly show on YouTube when they also put out other shows that are also weekly shows on the same channel. It was hard for me to keep up. So we'll see.
Yeah. Um, I mean, what about it was hard to keep up with?
Well, because it was like since it was all the Subaraya Productions YouTube channel, I would be like, "Oh, cool! I'm gonna watch Ultraman Trigger." Then it'd be like, "Hey, you can watch Ultraman Ultra whatever," where it's like it was this one weird one where it was like just the Ultramen, no people. It was all on their planet and stuff. And I'm just like, I don't know what any of this is. And then they did that one weekly, and then they also did one. They would redo the subs on Trigger. So then that new episode, it'd say it's a new episode of Trigger would come out, but it was actually like the Filipino dub or sub, and then like all that type of stuff. And then I'm just like, I just want the new episode. That's that. I don't need this other stuff, guys.
Right. Yeah, I get that. Okay. My bit of news involves Diamond,
As usual.
as usual. So,
Sadly.
Alliance Entertainment, they went through all that stuff I was talking about the other week with like somebody went on a podcast and said they were going to do some shit that they weren't allowed to do. I guess nothing really came of that, but Alliance um, has now officially like backed out of buying them. They're like, even if it's approved or not, we're not doing it. So Diamond says that they're going to continue business as usual while they look for other buyers or whatever. Um, but then after that, all this stuff came out about Diamond being potentially liquidated. Chapter 7 paperwork has been filed, And that basically means that they didn't do what they were supposed to do for their Chapter 11 bankruptcy. And this means liquidation if they can't do what they're supposed to do before like a date. Um, they haven't filed the correct paperwork to continue as a business.
Yeah.
They haven't um, filed a single monthly operating report since filing for bankruptcy. Uh, you know, I it's chalked, dude.
Mhm.
They can't. There's just no way they can survive this. I don't know how.
I thought though that the people that the Universal and NECA people were buying them instead of Alliance.
And do what?
Well, I thought that's what was gonna well because since the Alliance messed up, I thought last time we talked they were buying it and all that stuff, getting it, you know.
That could still happen. However, Diamond getting liquidated is going to change that. Even if somebody wants to buy them, the federal court is still going to be like, well, they haven't done any of the stuff that they were supposed to do for
I
this
gotcha.
bailout money.
I thought if someone else bought them, then it would be like, well, now that it still falls back on like the past CEO or whatever, but that does. But then the people that are buying it just get the shit or whatever.
Yeah, I guess maybe if they want to fork up enough money for it, but like at this point, I don't know who would.
Yeah.
Like these these publishers are gone already. Like
Hmm.
they don't have any reason to come back to Diamond. As far as I know, the only one still there that's for sure only Diamond is Dynamite.
Yeah.
Um, and I think it's only a matter of time before they switch, or at least I hope so anyway. So I don't know. I'm interested to see what happens in the next, I don't know, whatever the deadline is for them to get their shit together. But it's like, don't we know they're not going to get their shit together?
It'd be crazy. I just had a thought since like Funko Pop has that huge deal with them or did. I don't know how that's going now. If they just straight up
Yeah,
bottom out.
I don't know. That is a good question, and I don't know the answer to it. I feel like maybe just within the last like year, I feel like people aren't talking about Funko anymore like they were.
Yeah, because like we were saying that last year too, and then like C2E2 happened. I'm in that C2E2 Facebook group, and I guess they had a huge stupid turnout at the Funko thing. Like you had to get a lottery numbers to be able to go in it or something. I'm like, that's insane for big-headed dolls. All of that. It's like I'm
Yeah,
glad people like it, but you're treating this like it's a Beanie Baby in the 90s. Come on.
right. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. And I don't know. I mean, maybe there's still super fans out there because they still have so many rights to do these different,
Yeah.
properties. But I mean, most of the guys that shop with me or whatever, I've gotten out of it. I've liquidated all of them. They just take up too much space. I don't even know why I got into it. It's like
Yeah.
I mean, I personally still like the few that I have, but it's
Hmm.
because I've just got a few and I think they're neat. I don't
Yeah.
have walls of them in
Yeah.
box or
It's
whatever.
and it's like and one of the big things too is like they got a lot of the licensing shit pretty early on, which makes it pretty nice. Which made it pretty nice because like you couldn't get a lot of Godzilla stuff. You couldn't get a lot of Robin Hood from Disney stuff. Like because I know that's one that you have, and like so it's
Yeah.
just like you couldn't get a lot of this stuff, and then now other companies are like, oh shit, people want to buy that stuff. We'll give them better looking stuff. Like Super 7 now has Robin Hood from Disney and Godzilla.
Yeah, yeah.
And speaking of Super 7, if you want a Robin Hood or from Disney or a Godzilla, use our code. It's in our link.
Hmm. So yeah, I don't know. And maybe Funko still is the powerhouse and we just don't know it, and that's a good reason why
Mhm.
Diamond's still staying afloat. But I just don't know what else it could be at this point.
I mean, I bet it is just because like how we talk about with the DC absolute DC where it's like that's not for us, but it is for a lot of people. And
Yeah.
I bet Funko is the same thing where it's like, yeah, it's for there it's moderately cheap and it's something that a grandma that knows that their kid likes Friends can grab at Walmart. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
it's like, oh yeah, here's this thing that I know you like, and like, oh, this is great.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm hoping that we get like a really solid answer soon. Not that it matters much to me as a shop owner. It's just like we've been following it so closely and it's
Yeah.
been such an industry shaking thing that at this point, I think everybody's kind of invested on what happens to them.
Ooh, dude, you should get your diamond rep on here. We can talk
What
diamond with
rep?
the exactly. It's just the music that the waiting music that they play.
It's not even that. It rings twice, says, "We're experiencing higher volumes of calls at this time. Please leave a message." And then that just goes nowhere.
Yeah. You need to call up like get the old lady that used to work there's her home number and we can call her and talk to her about Diamond.
Yeah. Yeah. I gotta know, like once all this is said and done, I'm sure stuff will come out about this and I cannot wait to hear it. Like I
Yeah.
gotta know.
It's like, yeah, we were just three people trying to do all this stuff. It's very hard.
I wouldn't be surprised. They can only have three people working in that warehouse to fill boxes, and it's not even filled, right? How you can't look at a list of stuff that needs to go in this box and then not put all that stuff in this box is beyond me.
Well, they pick it up and they're like, "Oh, this is pretty cool."
And then just tape whatever's in there and
Yeah.
send it off. I don't
Hey, if
know.
you
I think like if if the government is like, okay, we will give you the money to keep operating and keep all of you in your jobs. You just need to do this paperwork in a timely manner. Why wouldn't that be your main priority?
because there's only three people, they're trying to get the boxes out as soon as they can.
But because they're actually not, what are they doing? You
They
know?
can, yeah.
Like I'm genuinely perplexed.
Well, because they also are in like insane amount of debt, so they might just be like trying to juggle out their shit, and then they're like they keep putting the one thing off type of stuff, you know.
I
But
guess.
hey, if you work for Diamond and you want to come on this podcast, we'll blur your face or we won't. It just really depends on what you want.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
if you just still collect Funko Pops, let us know. Tell us your favorite one.
That would be a tough one for me, honestly.
I mean, for me, it's not because I got it autographed, so it's like it automatically makes it my favorite.
Yeah, fair enough. But dude, the one that's up there in the top three, you got it for me. What is it?
Is it the Robin Hood?
Yep.
Nice. Now, is that one furry? Like, because I know a lot of the ones where they do animals, they'll do the.
I don't remember
Okay.
offhand.
Yeah.
I don't remember. But anyway, that's the news. Um, yeah. Casey's comics came in a little late this week because I had to send them a little late this week. So I will just talk about mine as we've done the last week or so. And
I'll ask questions.
case you'll ask questions. So, all right. I read Batman 159, The Witcher, The Bear and the Butterfly number one, Superman 25, Magic number four, Wolverine number eight, X-Men number 15, Absolute Martian Manhunter 2, and Absolute Wonder Woman number 7. Batman 159 or Hush 2 Part 2. It's by Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee. I didn't really like this one. Um, you remember how, did you read part
Yeah,
one? So at the end, you know, Joker's in bad shape, right? And I guess I'm spoiling this for you, so
I
sorry.
don't
But
care.
so in this one, it starts off with Batman taking Joker to Leslie Tompkins, and he's like, "You gotta save him."
It's like, I love him.
Yeah, dude, basically, because why? Why else, right? It's crazy to me. She gets him stabilized and she's like, "You gotta get him to a hospital. You can't keep him here." So he just takes him to the cave and he's like, "I'll be his caretaker because I love him."
Fucking
And then
stupid.
Jason shows up, and if you can imagine, he's pretty pissed about it all, right? And there's a big fight between the two of them. Batman takes one of Jason's guns and uses it on him, shoots Jason in his helmet to reveal Jason's face to make sure it was really Jason. And then gets away, takes Joker with him, and Bruce is like, he must be working with Hush. And then there's a little thing with like Dick and Babs and the Riddler, and then it ends.
That sounds like
Dumb
dog shit.
as hell, dude. I thought part one was okay.
Yeah,
This is like some Jeff Johns level dog shit.
yeah,
So, I mean, I'm gonna finish it out because, it's one of the biggest stories of the year, and I'm already two issues into it. And fuck, we read three Jokers, so why not read this too? But
yeah,
I was like, man, Jeff was going up and up and up and up. This is taking it down a little bit.
yeah.
So I'm gonna give this like a three.
How's Jim Lee's art?
It's good,
Yeah,
especially the pages where Jim took his time, right?
yeah.
Uh, but boy, what else can you say? I mean, a lot of it with the Jason stuff just kind of felt like Under the Red Hood again
Yeah.
because it's the same shit, except this time Batman's defending Joker.
Yeah.
And, Red Hood and Batman are always in this constant, they just can't get past this thing, which kind of sucks, because it's like you can do more with Jason than just this same shit over and over and over.
Yeah.
Um, but how do you not take his side in this?
Right?
Batman's basically saying that he's more important. My greatest enemy that kills all these fucking people is more important, and I have to save him and keep him alive because I can't just let him die. But I'm
Yeah.
going to shoot my son in the head with a gun that I've sworn off using for the last 60 fucking years.
Now, question
Dog
about,
shit.
yeah, no, I agree, but question about the gun. Did it have rubber bullets or was it real bullets? Because,
It blew off his fucking I don't know. I
yeah, because
mean,
it should have rubber because that was like a big thing that they brought in with Jason, if you remember.
Well, yeah, but Jason also came here to fucking kill Joker.
Yeah, but Jason's kind of dramatic. He'd use a crowbar. I mean, you can't argue that one. This is
Yeah,
the same character that wore a Robin outfit to fight Tim Drake one time in Jeff Johns' Teen Titans. Like
yeah.
it was so weird. He came dressed up. I don't know if you've read that one. Have you? Okay, so he came dressed up as Red Hood, and he takes off the helmet. He's got his old mask on, and he takes off his clothes, and he's got a like an updated version of his Robin costume, but it's not his Robin costume at all because it's like he never wore this costume. So it's like, what the fuck? Did you just make this yourself? And then he fights Tim Drake.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you that he is usually perceived as that dramatic, but he's not doing that here. He's just like, Bruce,
Yeah,
what the fuck? Also, why'd
rightfully
you
so.
save him? Let's let him die so the people of Gotham can have one fucking night's peace.
Yeah.
So,
Like that's the thing. It's like it'd be one thing if he dropped him off at a hospital, tied up. Be like, yeah, that's one thing. But then like taking him to Leslie and then taking him to the bat cave and like putting a blanket on him, making him a nice cup of cocoa, kissing his
yep,
head,
yep,
to,
yeah.
and then like Alfred's like, "What are you doing, sir?" It's like, "I found a new Robin."
Yeah, I can't wait to hear your thoughts after you read it. It was truly something. I'm pretty sure, like when it got to the gun part, I should have just filmed myself reading this comic because I'm sure
Yeah,
I was just like the whole time. Anyway, all right. The Witcher. It's by Simon Spurrier with art by Stephen Green.
your favorite writer.
Yeah. First issue's fine. A lady's thrown in jail because she claims to have seen a vampire. There's like a high bounty on the vampires, so a lot of people who are not trained to fight them but just really want that money are trying to fight the vampire and getting fucked up. So Geralt goes to talk to her and then go and find the vampire. But then another Witcher from the School of the Bear shows up and wants nothing to do with Geralt, but he's there to kill the vampire as well. And that's kind of just how it ends. It's just some setup. So, I mean, it's fine. It definitely reads like the start of a side quest on the game. So, we'll see how old Simon does with the rest of it. You know, I like half of these and don't like half of these. So, it would be nice if Simon writes a good one just because I didn't love the last one. I just don't
Yeah,
expect that he probably will.
yeah.
Superman 25. It is by Joshua Williamson with art by Jamal Campbell, Eddie Barrows, Eber Ferreira, and Dan Mora. This book was fucking awesome. Um, I mean, you know how the last one ended?
Hmm.
Mercy releases XL, which is a clone of Lex and Superman, but one that can actually really kick some ass. And so this whole book is just them dealing with that. And dude, some really cool shit happens. I mean, Lex is in this as well. Lois as Superwoman, Mercy, they all just have big parts to play. I'm not going to tell you what happens. There are two crazy things that happen at the end of this book, and I'm really looking forward to you reading it.
That's me.
But yeah, I'm going to give it, I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to say a nine. Like, all the artists are talented, but it's like this would be better if it was just all Jamal Campbell or all Dan Mora.
Hmm. Yeah, their art style, I can see where that's going to get jarring because it's like they're both really good, but they're both different.
Yeah, and it's not so bad in this because Eddie Barrows does all the flashback art.
Okay.
So it's like I
Yeah.
get um but whatever. I mean, that's just me nitpicking. This book is
Hmm.
great. So it might be pick of the week.
And just so you guys know,
I'll say it probably is.
if you really like Joshua Williamson's Superman, read his Flash. It was outstanding.
Yeah, I need to go back and do that one of these days.
It was probably my favorite of Rebirth.
All right. Magic number 4. It's by Ashley Allen and Germán Peralta on the art. And this one's pretty cool. It's mostly just Magic and Danny Moonstar fighting demons. One part that I really liked. Where is it? Oh, come on. But this is great for a fucking show where you got to listen to people talk.
So what made you, as you're looking for this, I'll ask you, what made you so into Magic, the character, not the stage show or the card game? Just because
Uh,
she's got a sword.
I mean, a good chunk of it is I think she's hot. Um, but also I think Magic, the thing is cool, and she knows that. She has just the coolest black armor and just wields a big sword. And
Mhm.
I'm drawn to fantasy-esque characters. And I mean, apart from like Asgardian characters, I don't know that I think there's a cooler looking Marvel character, honestly. I
Hmm.
mean, she's up there.
And the worst part is they had perfect casting for her. Looked so comic accurate, and it was in one of the shittiest comic book movies of all time. And that goes with like the early ones too.
Sure.
Like it's impressively bad. It's like you made this in the, I think it was like 2020 you made this.
Right.
This?
I know. I keep telling myself that one of these days I'll finally do it, but I just don't know that I will.
Just like try to see if you on YouTube if you can do like all of the magic scenes from New Mutants and just watch those because she
Right.
looks like I said she looks the part. Like it's perfect casting, but just a dog shit movie.
I realize that the part that I'm looking for happened in X-Men, which I
Oh,
read right after this.
all right.
So I'll save that for just a minute. But
I gotcha.
anyway, uh I like the book. I mean, I think Danny Moonstar is also super cool,
Hmm.
and looks cool. So, those two teaming up, and I think Danny's probably gonna stick around for at least the arc. I think is a good thing. So anyway, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. It's good stuff.
So this is just me trying to like asking about Danny Moonstar lore. She was a Valkyrie for a second, but now she's got her mutant powers back, or is she still a Valkyrie?
I don't think she's a Valkyrie because in this book they talk about her being a part of the same society that is like trying to keep all the seals in place.
Hmm.
Um, she didn't really say when that happened, so I don't
Yeah,
know.
because like she was the like the most badass character back like when I was reading New Mutants because she didn't have powers and like the run I was reading. So she just was like she had weapons and she looked cool and she was doing cool shit.
Yep. And then they're like, what if we put her on a winged horse?
Yeah. That was like towards the end of the New Mutants run that I was reading, or like at least when I stopped reading. So I was like, never knew the Valkyrie, never read her as a Valkyrie, but
Yeah,
just as a person with weapons, I was like, she's pretty badass.
she is. I think Marvel does a really good job with their like Native American characters. Just
Yeah.
like design wise. I mean, they're all personality wise cool too, but when it comes to designs and stuff, it's like, man, they kill it there.
Yeah, and now they're kind of getting because like with her, they went out of their way to make sure she looked accurate. That's one of the reasons why one of the creators was so upset when they made the movie. And it's
Hmm.
just like, oh boy, you guys didn't even try, did you?
Yeah. All right, X-Men number 15. It's by Judd McKay with art by Ryan Stegman. Okay, so the part that I was looking for in the other book, um, Magic goes with Juggernaut and Zorn uh, to go and like to the crash site to fight whoever. And Magic's like, screw this, and she pulls her sleeve up a little bit and like bites herself to draw blood and like pours it on the ground, and like some demons from Limbo come up, which just looks like really cool.
Yeah, it is neat.
And what did she say? Oh, Juggernaut's like, what are you doing, Magic? And she's like, I'm outsourcing. And they come up, and the demons are like, advance payment, dread mistress. And she holds out her wrist, and one of the demons starts like sucking the blood out of her wrist. I was like, boy, what I'd give to be that demon right
I
now.
was gonna make that joke for
Yeah.
you, but you beat me
Uh,
to
yeah.
it.
And then she's like, okay, so go find the person we're supposed to rescue, which I thought was pretty cool. It's like, yeah, keep showing people why magic's so fucking cool. Um, it's just like she's not even like the ruler of limbo anymore, and she still has this much draw to that place, which I think is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But anyway, the rest of this book is cool too. They're still dealing with like, that mutant's twin, uh, and then a different, that like shadow council thing that's kind of been in the background for a few issues. They finally send out, uh, I'll just say they send out some characters, and that's kind of the cliffhanger on the last page. And I don't know who any of them are, but they look pretty neat, and I'm interested to see what that means for this book.
Right on.
Next up, we got Wolverine number 8. I'll show you this cool Marvel versus Capcom variant that I got because it's just
Yeah.
the coolest art ever. But it's by Saladin Ahmed and Martin Kokolo. And then there's also a backup that's written and drawn by Daniel Warren Johnson.
Ooh.
But yeah, anyway, it's mostly just Romulus versus Wolverine for a good chunk of it. Um, and then it turns into Wolverine versus Arcade, which is pretty fun and interesting. Um, the Wendigos in it, and we finally get like an end to that whole thing.
Oh, cool.
And I'm fine with how it ended. I thought it was done pretty well. We were just talking about the end of Daredevil and how all this would wrap up. But I think I liked this one better than the Daredevil.
Yeah.
The end of the second part, I was like, either someone's fucking with him or I just don't know how they're gonna do this. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. I'm
Uh,
curious what you think. And then yeah, the Daniel Warren Johnson backup is just like Wolverine versus some samurai from back when he was over in uh, feudal Japan or whatever. So just a few pages long, but it's just a brutal action story and it's pretty cool. So
I'm not gonna lie, Daniel Warren Johnson just doing a Wolverine book. Like as soon as you said that, I'm like, yeah, this is a perfect match. Like that sounds amazing. I just want that now.
yeah, he did a variant for this book that, of course, did not get sent to me because why would it? But it just looks incredible. So if you think about it, look it up later.
Yeah, okay.
Absolute Martian Manhunter #2. Can't seem to find the credits page. It's by Dennis Camp and Javier Rodriguez. It's good. It's weird. The art's still cool. We get to see him use some of his powers in this issue, which I thought was pretty awesome. And that's all I'm going to say about it, really. This book's just so weird, you can't really talk about it. It's just
Yeah,
you're either interested and you're reading it or you don't care, and whatever I would say isn't going to make sense to you.
yeah.
So, but I liked it a lot. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10.
Nice, man.
And then finally, Absolute Wonder Woman #7. And it's by Kelly Thompson with art by Matea D. Ulisse. It's the second part of, this filler story, essentially. So that incredible artist is still back for this part. Um, and it's kind of split between past stuff with young Diana and then what she's doing currently, which is basically an arena fight against this horned tiger humanoid monster thing, which is pretty cool. So art looks cool. I like how it wrapped up. I'm interested in what the actual story is going forward because that's touched on at the end. But this really is just a filler story. So I'm going to give it a 7, but it's like the art's so good and a filler story on Absolute Wonder Woman is still better than some other stuff that we read. So, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And that's
Well,
it.
all right, buddy. What are you excited for?
Not a ton this week, and that's usually how it is the week of Free Comic Book Day. Um, but I'm gonna go with Snot Girl. Um, Gosh, what am I reading this week? I guess Last Halloween. And good Lord, there's just nothing. Jim Henson Presents.
For me, yeah, I'm gonna do Long Halloween 2. Um, and then I'll go Godzilla versus Spider-Man. And I'll say, oof, that's an annual. I'm most interested now. I'll say Red Hulk,
Which annual?
the world's finest.
Oh, well, it's still part of that crossover, though.
Oh, it is. You gonna try out this Lost Fantasy?
Maybe. I don't remember what that is right now.
So I Googled it because I was like, I wonder if I'll want to read it. But it's like there's a world of magic, myth, and monsters that exist beneath the surface of our own. Since the first contact was made over 100 years ago, the Grey Hunters have kept us safe from the creatures that lurk in the shadows. But last night something broke through, and it's up to the rookie monster hunter Henry Blackheart to stop it. There's the cover. I'm like, that looks like something Jake would try, especially on a slow day or slow week.
Yeah. Yeah, that could be fun. I probably will read it. I mean, I
Uh,
probably looked at that cover and thought, ah, hell, I'll get some. Why
yeah.
not?
It's like guy with a big sword, something fantasy? Yeah, up my alley. So since we got some casting rumor, or not casting rumors, but casting related things for the Lanterns show, I was just like, well, just give me four more characters that you or four, characters that you'd want to be in it. And if you're even like, I also think these guys should be the actors for it. You can do that too. If you don't want to do that, the actors part, I get it, because naming off actors is hard.
Yeah. I think I don't think they would do it because this would be funny, and I think that show's going to be too serious, but I think Star would be fun.
Yeah.
Um, and for those that aren't up on lanterns, he's the Red Lantern Cat.
So, dude, in all fairness, this would have to be like one special episode itself. And they'd have to be like season two or three. But they could, because like that issue where it's like his backstory, if I remember right, it's pretty fucking sad.
Yeah. And let's be fair here, to be fair,
To be fair.
especially after watching Creature Commandos, uh I think James Gunn absolutely would do that episode in this show.
Yeah.
He likes to
Yeah.
do that sad shit.
Yeah. The only thing is I don't think James Gunn's heading this up. It's because it's I think isn't it Damon Lindelof is the
Well,
showrunner on
right.
this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I know he's not doing the show, but
I
since he's
gotcha.
like the boss, I wonder if he would be
Yeah.
like, "Hey, put this in." But
He's like, it's basically like, yeah, he's like me, but instead of saying more monkeys, he's like, sad cat shit.
yeah, dude, basically more monkeys. Um, okay, so Star, I'm gonna go with another character they wouldn't do, which is Nort. Um,
I wouldn't be surprised if Nort popped up in James's like if he ever does a Justice League related thing though, since
oh yeah,
he clearly loves JLI.
yeah. That would be the one, the time to do it too. Let's go with Larfleeze and hmm, honestly though, Kyle. I think Kyle would be cool to
Yeah.
show up. So
Yeah. So like for me, Kyle would have been my number one choice, but I'll get rid of him. I mean I gotta go Jessica Cruz. And if you since you went Kyle,
yeah,
since we are a Jessica Cruz stan cast for
we
sure.
are.
And then like Simon would be neat. We'll just lump all the kid lanterns, not kid lantern, but like the younger lanterns together. So that'll be one of them. And then Mogo was one that I think would be pretty fun. The planet lantern, you know?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they just show him at some point.
Yeah. And then I don't even think he talks in the comics, but I want Lawrence Fishburne to voice him anyway.
Doesn't he talk at some point?
I don't know. I don't think so. I
Hmm.
really don't know though. And then um Kilowog's gotta be in it. Like that's kind of a no-brainer. We were like, there's no way we can't have Kilowog. Um,
We needed
and
Michael Clark Duncan.
yeah, that's what they did in the first one. It's like, oh, that's pretty good casting actually, but
Yep.
what's everything else you guys did? Come on. And then oh, I we need someone to be. I mean, Ganthet and the rest of the Guardians have to be in it too. So
Oh,
Ganthet, like,
sorrow.
yes, fucking love that guy.
Yeah.
He makes me think of I think it was that. I mean, I know it was that What If, but I think it was like, what if the Hulk was blue instead of green? And yeah, because it's no, it was the Thing was blue, and it was just like he's just crying. He's like, it's so it's like sobbing time.
Love that.
Okay, guys, let us know down below some characters that you would love to see in the Lanterns show. Because as of now, we're probably gonna get Black Hand, Sinestro, maybe Atrocitus, and Guy Gardner, along with the two main lanterns that we know about. I bet Carol's gonna be in there too.
Yep. And that's it.
Yeah. Let us know. Also, I'm trying to think of some other stuff that they can let us know. Like there was something I said earlier that I was like, oh. If you have pictures of yourself dressed like magic, send them Jake's way.
And one thing you did say, what's your favorite Funko Pop?
Yes, let us know your favorite Funko Pop. That would be really cool to, hear about because literally I'd be surprised if anyone has, the same because
Hmm.
there's a lot.
Yeah.
But we'd love to stay in chat, but we got to go to Cancun soon. We got to start packing. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Two Worlds Podcast. You can follow us on Instagram at Two Worlds Pod, on Twitter at two_worlds_PC, and on Facebook at facebook.com/twoworldspodcast. You can email us with any questions or comments at twoworldspodcast@gmail.com, and if you would, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Two Worlds Podcast on YouTube.